Coming up today on This Is True Really News, episode 930.
We've done 929 of these?
Well, this is, up to this point.
We haven't done this one yet.
Yeah, correct. And we've got an article. Let's see, what is it? A footballer.
Wait, hang on. Oh.
Yeah, a footballer in Guangzhou.
So it's a soccer player.
Got himself in trouble with the girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, if you like that kind of stuff, and it's salacious enough for us, so we're going to use it, please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News.
We're not TMZ, but we're trying.
If you have something longer, a snark, a gramand, a doorbuster.
What's a gramand?
I don't know.
Why does it sound like some weird ceramic thing you'd put in your front yard?
What do you say?
No, it's a gramand.
A snark, an eggplant, a duck, and a fever. You know that thing you say.
Question, comments, conundrums, or snarks?
Yeah, send those to TITR@netradio.network.
I'm not sure.
It's even worse when I don't feel good.
Is it a stroke or an aneurysm?
Yes, it's a stranurism.
Oh, no.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
An aneurysm. Did you give us the...
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, you can just go launch right into it.
Thank God.
Pretend nothing happened.
I'm trying.
I think if we shoot right past it, no one will notice.
Palm Coast, Florida. 76-year-old Cheryl Henderson crashed her SUV into a pickup truck, according to Click Orlando.
Click Orlando
Honestly,
is such a tattletale.
You know, they'll just... If you do something right there, it's just... Did your mother ever tell you to tattletale? Never mind. The pickup's driver pulled his truck in front of Henderson's vehicle, hoping to avoid her leaving the scene. But when she tried to do just that, he's obviously watched way too many movies or television shows, because he leapt onto the hood of her SUV. And from then on, was holding out for dear life, thank you, as she raced along for 2 miles.
Idiot.
Up to 50 miles an hour.
You are not law enforcement. Get her plate number, call it in.
Thank you. She's 76. How far is she going?
Right, and she's going to go home eventually.
She's probably going to the drugstore and going home.
Yep.
A good Samaritan followed her, nudged her off the road onto the shoulder. Apparently, Palm Coast, Florida has a problem with watching too many action movies.
Good Lord.
Henderson told deputies that she didn't stop because she was out of gas. Huh.
Shall we just parse that for a second?
Nope. No. Not all the way out, but the little light was on, I'll bet.
Yeah, so I got to get home before
I got to find a gas station immediately.
That was it.
Yeah, had to be, didn't it?
Well,
she was charged with leaving the scene of a crash, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Although, is it really aggravated battery when you throw yourself onto the weapon?
I suppose they can charge you with it
somehow or another,
leaving the scene. But that person put themselves in harm's way. And please, as a self-defense instructor, don't do that crap. Get the plate number.
Do you know why stores tell their people just to give them the money?
Yep. Nobody gets hurt. There's insurance.
The pickup driver, by the way, much like most of the action movies he's apparently watched, didn't suffer any serious injury.
Lucky him. Because if they would have nudged her off the road and that would have gone south.
Dude, buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can.
This from the Sun via Patrick Reed. Thanks, Reedy. Do you want to get your thing in?
Somehow I don't want to now. Ma'am. Vladdy.
It's claimed Guangzhou Lone Lions ace Zhang Jingling was desperate to spend the night with his other half before his side's recent match against...
His jersey must have been huge.
Qingdao. No, it's probably two little pictograms.
Yeah, true.
And Qingdao is a beer, which I love. Anyway, he snuck her into his hotel room in a suitcase.
Petite little thing.
But it wasn't so they could spend a passionate night together. Doggone it.
So they wait.
I wanted this to be...
Wait. Whoa. Back up there, Rolando.
Okay, what?
So he goes through all the trouble of sneaking his girlfriend in a suitcase.
Yep.
Into his room, and it's not for who? What's it for?
According to Jingling, he's said to have smuggled his girlfriend into the room so he could help her with her homework. How old is this girl?
How old is Jingling? Jingling?
Dingling.
Why am I hearing Chuck Berry?
My dingling.
And how did that song ever get on the radio?
How'd they get caught, you might well ask?
How'd they get caught?
See.
Well, not well, but I ask.
This is why I think his girlfriend is very young.
Mm-hmm.
She shared photos of herself in the hotel room, including one of her squeezing herself into a small black suitcase on social media. My advice, darling, young lady, never become a criminal. You're really not cut out for it. Or do, and we'll take care of your spree.
It'll be over close. Time it starts.
She quickly deleted the snaps from Weibo, China's version of X, but the damage was already done.
You think?
Yeah. The club statement read, recently, Zhang Jingling, a player of the Guangzhou Lung Lions. Oh, he's a basketball player, not a footballer. My fault. Basketball club.
And he's into short girls, apparently. Or contortionists.
There we go. They've got a few of them in China.
Young girls.
I've seen some of their live shows and they're amazing. Anyway, he's attracted the attention of fans and friends due to his inappropriate handling of personal matters. After consultation with the club's management and coaching staff, it was decided that player Jingling will be banned from participating in the club's first team matches with immediate effect.
My Jingling.
Due to the objective fact that he has violated the relevant management rules of the club's first team. Zhang is said to have apologized profusely. I'm sorry, master. I'm sorry for his breaking of the club's strict rules. There's no mention of how the study session went, by the way.
Did
she pass the test?
I'm guessing. If she doesn't take the selfies and post them all over,
they would have gotten away with it.
Uh-huh.
It's the only way they got caught.
Huh.
But that's why I think she's pretty young.
Yeah.
And should not be up in that hotel room.
Or blonde. Are there blonde Chinese girls?
No, I saw pictures. She's Chinese. And there are a few real Chinese blondes.
Well, you don't have to be a real blonde.
Oh, there you go. You can just be one at heart.
It's a state of being.
Oh, I see.
In
57 days.
In St. Louis County, Missouri. 58.
58?
Yeah. Our number's always 58 days.
Was really? Okay.
Well, it's always 58 everything, remember? 58.
Oh, what was I thinking? Yeah, and it said 2 to 4 years.
In St. Louis County, Missouri, a 38-year-old Stephanie Boyd of Vinta Park was charged with domestic assault. Oh, and resisting arrest. Apparently, she and her hubs got into a bit of a dispute.
Well, it usually is where it starts.
Yeah, it's hard to have a domestic assault when everybody's agreeing on things.
Yeah. So I like it. I like it too. Don't you give me that.
So what do you think, dear? Should we start a fight?
Should we just punch each other?
Okay, yeah, for a while, see what happens. Oh. According to WFTV, Boyd moved to leave the house in a car.
What say, Mother? Shall we perform fisticuffs this afternoon?
I say. 10 or 12 ounce gloves?
18.
Oh, the big ones. Boyd was going to leave the house in a vehicle after an argument, and her husband, come on, you know what he did? He climbed on the hood.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Friggin' maroons.
Boyd, inside the vehicle where it's much safer, drove onto I-70.
No, I-70. Where were they? What?
Missouri.
Oh, okay.
And continued on for 5 miles with him clinging to the vehicle. I believe the previous story mentioned it best, holding on for dear life. If not, he was obviously altered in some way. Finally, an ossifer noticed, because I'm guessing, even in Missouri, a guy clinging to a hood is a weird thing to see. Officer stopped him. Boyd was arrested. Bails at $100,000.
And I just throw them both in the clink. This guy's an idiot.
You know, suddenly that weird Tesla truck is making more and more sense.
That's more.
No place to grab onto, man.
Do not do this. This is a dumb idea. And if someone's on your hood, don't drive onto the freeway. Now, if you got to
run into a tree like any good human being.
And keep screaming out the window, what's the safe word? No, what you do is you at 30 miles an hour, just drive to the police station. This guy just
ever so slowly.
Yeah. Walter,
honk the horn when you get there.
I want you to meet Walter Summerford.
Walter
served as a British major because he was British from Britain with the British Army during the Great War. It would be
First Great War.
Yes, it would be easier to read if my eyeballs would quit switching sockets.
I hate that part, don't you?
It just drives me nuts.
I don't mind it, but they don't actually switch the sockets. They stay where they are, but try to look the other direction. It's like, I don't care what's behind me.
I need medicine, and maybe it's going to be whiskey.
That could be medicine.
It could be. His first encounter with light...
It's for medicinal purposes, so why wouldn't it be?
It is. His first encounter with lightning, Walter Summerford, was in 1918 while he was riding a horse in Belgium.
Okay.
The lightning strike left him paralyzed from the waist down, causing him to be discharged from the military. Determined to overcome this setback, Summerford embarked on a slow rehabilitation process in Vancouver, where he eventually regained the ability to walk. And this guy's a hero. I mean, holy Pete. In 1924, 6 years later, 6 years after the first lightning strike, he found himself fishing on a local river.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to him, he'd positioned himself under a tree that had become the target of a sudden lightning bolt. This strike affected his entire right side, rendering him partially paralyzed once again. Despite this setback, Summerford persevered through rehabilitation and regained his ability to use his legs once again. This guy is tough, right? In 1930, 6 years after the last lightning strike, Walter was moving on his own 2 feet once more, having enjoyed the newfound freedom that came with his recovery. Oh, just sit there and take it. He had taken to walking around his local parks. On one such
I'm pretty much sure I'd have been taken not to walk anywhere.
What such walk? I would have joined the submarine service and never surfaced. On one such walk, the weather suddenly changed. A familiar crack shook the ground.
Uh-oh.
And Walter was hit once more.
Yeah, he was.
This time he survived, but was left completely paralyzed. The final lightning strike had left Walter with severe medical problems, and he remained in his paralyzed state until his sandwich hit the floor 2 years later. Walter was buried in Mountain View Cemetery in Vancouver, where his family erected a simple headstone. However, Walter was not to rest soundly for long. In 1936, right. So it was 1930, the last time he got hit. So 6 years later, in 1936, following his sandwich tumbling to the floor, a storm began to brew over the cemetery. And once more, Walter was struck by lightning. His gravestone shattered upon impact.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.